Welcome to the Weekly Anchor, a moment set aside for some encouragement.
Good morning, Anchor Church family. It is Josue here with the Weekly Anchor. I'm so excited to be sharing this word of encouragement with you guys. Today, it is Friday. We have made it to the end of a week. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited that we have made it to the end of a week. I don't know what your weeks have been looking like. For one, am so grateful that we made it to the weekend. Finally, we can get some rest in. Pastor Randall yesterday shared an incredible word with us about Mary and how she was at the feet of Jesus. And even KD last week shared an incredible weekly encouragement about the same thing, Mary resting at the feet of Jesus. And today I kind of want to take a similar approach with the narrative in mind of Mary at the foot of Jesus and resting in his presence. I want to take it a little step further. Passage I'm going to share with you guys today comes from 2 Corinthians 5:21, and it reads like this: God made him who had no sin to be sin for us, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. Such a simple verse, yet I feel like there's so much to unpack within it. Lately, I've been doing a Devo, and it's about spiritual valleys, right? And I can say that as of right now, as a world, as a nation, right, we're in a valley, right, with everything going on with COVID and all these different things that are just piling up. And it seems like 2020 has not really left the full picture as we're seeing it in 2021. But again, we find ourselves in certain valleys. And again, I don't know what your spiritual lives look like. I don't know what you guys are kind of going through, but as a whole, we all go through valleys. And I remember reading in my devotional plan this idea of Jesus going through some spiritual valleys as well. There was two instances. One of them was his temptation in the desert. And we read that, that he went through 40 days in the desert and Satan was tempting him. And he was at the point where he had to affirm himself with scripture in order to get past the temptation. And that serves as a model for us as well. And then the second time we read about another valley was when he was on the cross and the world's sin was just heaped upon him. And we read about such an intense passage, at least for me, where God turns his face away from him because he can't be in the presence of sin. So he's not looking at his son, and his son is crying out, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" And this passage here, that God made him who had no sin to be sin for us, so that we might become the righteousness of God, for me lately has been speaking volumes, because Jesus went through those valleys in order so that we can have closeness to God. And I want to encourage you guys today, as you head into the weekend, that God took it upon himself, all the sins of the world and everything that we could imagine, just so that we can have this closeness to God, so that we might be the righteousness of God. And I want you guys to rest assured knowing that Jesus went through some moments of loneliness so that we might have closure with the Father. And that's such an incredible thought to think of. But I want to encourage you guys with that he made Jesus to be with sin so that we might become the righteousness of God, that we can be a dwelling place for God, that we might have closure with God. And I want to encourage you guys with that. Have a great weekend. We love you. Hope to see you next Thursday.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great week.